You're kicking it with the Christians. You're kicking it with the Christians. One marriage, two hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibility. You're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, cause there's no losing with this energy. You're kicking it with the Christians.
Stop playing, man. Let's go. Guess what?
This
is season. I'm sorry. This is episode number 12, man. Week 12. 2023, man. Let's go.
Okay, YouTube, what's good? Welcome back to another episode of One Marriage,
Two Hustlers.
And I know y'all see it. We making moves. If you have not seen our Voyage feature, I'm going to be dropping the link in the community section on YouTube, so you guys can check that out for us. Go ahead and read about a little bit about what we have going on. We're super excited about it. Many of you shared it. I appreciate that. I love you guys for that. Thank you guys so much for supporting. It's only up.
Only up from here.
And yeah.
It's going up again.
So how you feeling, babe?
Man, look.
How are you feeling?
Week 12, feeling good, excited. I kind of see exactly where we're going. I see the different moves. We helping a lot of people. We got other businesses that's transitioning. I'm loving it, man. One marriage, two hustlers is bad. We on the move. We don't come to take sides.
We come to take over.
Period.
And okay, so I know y'all noticed we're wearing the same sweater today. It says consistency kills critics.
Consistency kills.
I'm telling you, when you consistent, you will shut a person up. Quick.
Shut them up.
The streets be silent.
Silent.
Drop the mic on them.
Drop.
But look, this leads me to the topic. So today's topic is setting standards and breaking generational curses.
First of all, let's talk about this. First of all, I'm going to get into it too. I love breaking generational curses because those of you who didn't think I was supposed to be where I'm at today, keep watching because I'm coming. So my thing is, I set a standard for myself. I seen some of the generational curses in my family, and I refused to follow some of the generational curses. So I got locked into what I was doing. I got locked into my dreams, my goals, my aspirations, and I had to tune my family members. Now, it's so funny, though, how so many people I don't know support me, but the people, some of my family members, they ain't even bought my book. I'm smiling right now, so if you're watching the video, just know I'm smiling. I don't need you to support me because I'm going to keep grinding. Go ahead.
Oh Lord,
I'm ready.
So
I'm ready today.
Things that we thought about when we built our One Marriage, Two Hustlers platform is setting a standard, right? And so the standard that we wanted to set was that there are Black couples out here that are making marriage great again and making marriage work.
Yeah,
right?
come on.
And actually there's people out here who have healthy marriages. And so we wanted people to see that, marriage is not a bad thing and that marriage can work if you work together.
Ooh.
And so I'm not saying,
let me get my pen out. Let me get my pen out. Marriage can work
if you work
together. Oh, y'all caught that?
If you work together. And so we're not saying that marriage is work, because people say that a lot. Marriage is work. Marriage is hard work. Marriage is hard work. Hard work. It's really not.
Bullshit.
When you come together and you do it together, right? And you alleviate that pressure. So it's not like one side has more pressure than the other one.
Come on.
You're both kind of upholding your end of the bargain.
Let's go.
And so setting the standard for me is just being a role model and a model for other young people out there that desire to be married.
Come on.
Or maybe they are married.
Come on.
And so they can kind of see that we can come together and work hard and build something great. Does it have to look like us and what we're doing? No.
Come on.
It doesn't have to look like our marriage, but you have an example of what it could possibly look like, right?
And I want to change the terminology of marriage is hard. I want to change it to marriage is what you make it and how you want to treat yourself. Let me reframe that question. And let me reframe it. Marriage is what you make it. When I say it's what you make it, it's like you're stepping into a joint commitment The other thing is this, is how you want to treat yourself. Because to me, the way you want to be treated is how you should treat your spouse. So it don't become work. It just it becomes your responsibility for you to treat yourself with greatness. So if you treat yourself, you treating your wife like you, or your husband like you treating yourself, then it becomes easy. You don't want to disrespect yourself, so don't disrespect your spouse. You don't want to cheat on yourself, so don't cheat on your spouse. Those are the things that people need to understand and stop saying marriage is hard, marriage ain't for everybody, people gonna go through things. It's life. You got two people that's growing together, they elevating together.
And you all, you both come from different backgrounds, and so you have to look at that too. And it's like you and another thing is, a lot of you guys are comparing your relationships to social media relationships. You're basing your principles and your beliefs off of social media, and a lot of that stuff is not realistic, because you have to realize that people are only showing you what they want you to see.
Highlight reel.
Only highlighting what they want you to see. And then a lot of the bad stuff, you don't know the depth of the situation. You don't know how the stuff is going. You're taking on perceptions that people that you're taking advice from is like, really? You're taking advice from them? Like, that's the kind of stuff that, you
Talk
have
about
to be leery of when you are trying to be in a relationship, and really just cut out all the outside noise. So setting a standard too is walking in who you are, like just being authentically who you are and who you were designed to be, and not trying to be anybody else other than yourself. Like, don't try to be anything other than yourself. One Marriage True Hustlers, we're not trying to be anybody but us. People have been messaging me, and when I see people, they're like, oh, you guys are doing big things. I want to see you guys doing big things as well. And I think that's part of like really setting the standard. Okay, if you see us doing it, then we want you to be motivated by it, to go out and do your own thing, to step your game up as a couple, because you see us doing it. That's really the sole purpose of us doing what we do.
And I think a lot of times, like you said earlier, it's like, it's very important for you to have a standard, set the standard, and live by the standard. The problem is some of you guys are setting standards,
and then you jumping on bandwagon.
You following other people. And I tell people all the time, like, this is your journey. The most amazing thing I learned this week, and I bring this up a little bit on my podcast, is all these people that I'm bringing on my podcast, all of them are very unique. They're so unique that I'm noticing that more questions is coming out that I haven't even thought about. Because I'm like, man,
because the conversation's flowing.
The conversation is flowing. And then they like, man, you have so many questions. One guy's like, man, you was just throwing me alley hoops. Another guy said, man, it was just so incredible how the energy. And then it's like, oh my God, we should do it. And then I heard 2 of the 4 was like, we should do a podcast together. I was like, I already do this podcast.
And that's another thing, like, y'all really be trying to partner. And we just like, no, do your own thing.
Yes.
Like, do you.
That's
what we're talking about. Like, do you, and figure out what your strong points are, what your strengths are, what you want to do. Like, we want you to, don't be like us. Be yourself. Like, be you. And so that's one of the things that we want anybody that's watching us, if you aspire to do something great, do it. Don't be afraid to take the leap of faith. I mean, I was the person that was afraid. And, with my husband's help and with God, I mean, I pushed through, and I really started to like really see my strong points and what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, what I like and what I don't like, what my purpose really is, because sometimes that takes a while for you to figure out. But once you figure it out, you roll with it. Don't worry about what somebody else is doing. You don't have to worry about that, because your blessings are your blessings.
And some of y'all trying to drive to your purpose, but you're looking in the rearview mirror. Then you look in the rearview mirror, you can't even look forward. You're looking backwards. So you guys got to be locked in. You got to every day tell yourself, I'm locked in.
And I'm holding myself to this standard.
And you know what? And I hate to talk about this, but I asked my wife this the other day. I said, in the next 40 years, who really going to be living?
Yep.
And you start to think about it, it can get scary.
Yeah.
It can get scary.
So of course, we want you to watch our content, of course.
Yes.
But we also want you to do something with your own life. Like, don't be so caught up in what everybody else is doing that you forget about you and your dreams.
Talk about
because dreams do still come true, guys. They do.
And what's funny?
It takes time.
And what's funny though, it's like what you think is your dream. What people think is your dream is really their dream. For example, I had a guy that walked into the studio. He was like, "This is my dreams studio. I need this in Dallas, Texas." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is just version 1 of where we're going.
Yeah.
This not even our dream.
This is not the vision.
No.
But I love that he's inspired by it. And that, you know, he can compliment it. You know, a lot of people, they may be inspired by it, but they're not going to tell you. But
that's good.
Little does he know, just by him saying that,
appreciate
that encourages us to keep going and to keep pushing. Like, we all need that little every now and then, "Oh, you're doing great." We all love to hear that. And so it just pushes us to keep going harder. You know, that's why I encourage you guys to comment on the videos. We know that you guys are watching. Like, we can see the views, but we want you guys to comment and kind of interact with us and let us know if you're liking the content. What you think about the content?
I think
we know y'all love the reels.
We should start giving them a lot of reels.
I keep going viral with my hair not done. I don't like that. I don't like that.
You didn't go viral nappy headed?
Can y'all like the ones with my hair is done?
You going viral nappy headed? That's God giving you a sign. God giving you a sign. Keep that hair nappy, and you're gonna get more views.
Oh my God, that's terrible. I was like, Lord, look at my hair.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Y'all go comment below if you're interested in being a guest.
Come on.
Hit us up. Let us know.
And we're about to set up she don't know this yet, but we're about to set up and I'm gonna do it on my site, her site, and our site. We're going to set up a page where you can go to onemarriage2hustles.com/be a guest. And then you go there, and then you'll type in all your information and submit it to us. And that's going to allow us to be like, "Hey, be a guest, go right here, submit." And it's easier, and you pick your time, your dates, and we'll lock you in on the Google Calendar.
Come on through, y'all. We've been having a lot of people. God's been making some connections, y'all. You know, we're to the point now where we're no longer in our one market. I mean, I think that was like our first couple
That's
seasons.
crazy.
But we're not in our warm market anymore. So if you wondering why you in our phone, you've been knowing us since the beginning. We ain't asked you to come on no more.
That's
why.
That's why.
People contacting us now. So we love that for us. It just makes our job easier. And that's on all 3 platforms.
Yes.
So we're just so blessed that everything that, you know, we planned and we visualized is just now is coming to pass. And, you know, we just thank God for it. But generational curses. Generational curses are real, guys. I know you hear that on a lot of platforms. You've heard it from a lot of people. But here, coming from us, we know that it's real. It's real in my family. It's real.
It's real
in his family. And so it's possible to break those generational curses. Some of you guys may still live in your hometown, and that's perfectly fine. You just have to shift your mindset. It starts with your mindset. You know, we're not telling you gotta move.
You gonna give him the course, baby?
To a new town.
Give him the course?
Maybe this year. I'm sorry. We'll talk about that.
Okay.
But you don't have to move to a new town. Don't let people tell you have to move to a new town. You got to get from around people you know. No, it doesn't matter where you are. If you don't have that mindset, you can be in Africa. You can be in Italy. If your mindset is not intact and you're not focused on what you want to do and what your goals are, then it's not going to come to pass. It doesn't matter where you are. So don't let people tell you that. Now, will getting out of your hometown for some of you be good for you? Yes. If you can get focused, if that's going to help you focus. But in order to really break a generational curse, it starts with your mindset. It starts with your will to want to change that dynamic in your family. Sometimes just taking a trip back home and being around your family for a little bit, it can help you get your mindset intact. You know, like, oh hell, I got to get to work. I don't want this. I don't want that.
I don't want to be
stuck. Be real.
I don't want to be stagnant.
Just being real. And so sometimes it's a reality check for us to get to work because I really see how far I've come when I go back to my hometown or I'm around my family. I can see how far I've come. I can see how far I've grown. And so it just makes me want to work harder at my goals in order to shift the dynamic. So like right now, for example, I don't have kids, right? But I have nieces and nephews. And so my thing is, if I never have kids, my legacy will be here for them to say, oh, well, my aunt did this. My aunt did this. Oh, my aunt left me this. She passed on. I want to do this.
Come on.
And it's going to be in writing what I want for them to do with what the legacy I left behind.
Come on.
Because sometimes people don't know, or their parents die without telling them,
come on,
you know, what they really desire or how they were when they were a kid. Like, they died with all these unknown answers. And it's like, wow, like, you really, like, I watched a sermon the other day, and she keeps, the pastor, she says she keeps journals for her sons. She has one for each of them. So she started them when they were kids. And so every time something happens or they do something, she writes in their journal. She writes, like, you know, what she wants for them, what she sees. And then she says she hopes to give it to them, like, or give it to their wives. She said, she made a joke. She was like, I'm probably just going to give it to their wives and be like, here, hold on to it. But just imagine having, like, once your mom is gone or whatever, like, imagine you having, like, her actual handwriting and her words of her, like, what she thought and what. So I thought that was so cool. So I said, we're going to start documenting our behind the scenes. And we talked about that, like, how we're running the business, how it's going. And so that would be here for people to see forever.
To understand the play. It's like people are dying with the recipes of the family Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner. They're dying with it. And it's like, no. So I don't want to die with not giving you guys the correct mindset, the correct plays to teach you. You can go back the next 10, 20, 30 years.
Watch it.
You better watch it.
That will help you break generational curses, because not everybody in your family is bad, but some people, you don't know who they are or what they did because there's no documentation of that. And so I think that's one of our goals, is just to make sure we document
our moments. Yes.
And moments. And also, too, not saying like, oh, I'm going to be just like my dad or I'm going to be just like my mom, because a lot of people get in that mindset, too. And it's like, no, you need to be your own person. You need to be your own person. Be your own person, create your own way, because not everything that your mom did was right. Not everything that your dad did was right.
Come on.
And when I say right, I mean right for you. Right for you. That may not be right for you. Yeah. So.
And I think when the generation curse is so crazy. So it starts off something like this. Your grandpa went to jail for selling drugs. Now his son, which is your dad, go to jail for selling drugs, and now he become an alcoholic. Now you go to jail for selling drugs, you become an alcoholic, and now you a womanizer. Now you have a son. Your son, a womanizer, he sell drugs, he went to jail, and now he become a murderer.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's like somebody at some time
change your mindset.
Change the dynamic
by changing your mindset.
By changing your mindset to say that, hey, Uncle Lloyd told me that I can be a millionaire because he's a millionaire. Uncle Lloyd told me that I can live my dreams because he wrote books. He dropped videos. He was consistent. And Courtney told me that I can be one of the first people in my family to do this. Question is this. I was the first person in my family that I know to write a book. Anybody in your family wrote a book you know of? That you know. Right now. That you know. No. So you already breaking a generational curse.
I was trying to think about how many people in my family have a business, and I can only think of one. He had one, but he closed it down. But he did have one growing up. But it's like, those are the things, like, you can think about, like, stuff you want to do, but it's hard to visualize it when people around you aren't doing it. That's why it's important to find mentors and find people that you can look at. Like, even if you're just watching them on the internet, like, it's important that you see people who look like you. You know what I'm saying? I love to be around kids. I like kids. It's because kids can see somebody successful that looks like them, you know? That's why I always get my braids, because I see so many little girls with braids. They want to see people who look like them that's doing things that's out of the ordinary that maybe their parents aren't doing, because that gives them the hope that they can do it. And so it's important that we continue to break generational curses so that other people can see it. I mean, I love seeing greatness, y'all. And when I see our people doing great things, it makes my heart so happy, because it just goes to show you that we are creative, you know, we are intuitive, we are inventors, we are creators. Like, I love that for us. I love that for our culture, because it just shows that there's a group of people out here that's doing it, and they're not doing it because their mom and dad did it. They're doing it because they desire to do it, and they're breaking those generational curses.
Yeah, and I really, man. And I think my biggest push is to push the next generation of young black men.
They need it.
So that they can see that success, you can have it.
It's attainable.
It's attainable. That book, you can write it. That podcast, you can do it. That training course, you can do it. That digital product, you can do it. That clothing line, you can do it. I want to speak that into all of these, the next young generation of black men, so that say that, listen, you can make the same hustle doing your own brand and you can't selling drugs, and you can do it legally and ethically. What is the word I'm looking for? Ethically. Yes, there we go. Sorry about that. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, it's easy. So I'm just saying, man, I'm so. And I'm not even gonna be speaking on generational curses, because I already didn't broke it.
We didn't broke them.
We didn't broke it.
We pushing forward. But like, if you're feeling like, you know, that's something you want to do it. Like, you can do it, but it starts here. It starts here. It starts with your mind. It starts with you every day waking up with a grateful heart and with a mind that no matter what it takes, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna make it happen for me, because it's something I need to do for me. So, I wrote a Facebook post. Last week that said, sometimes it's not about proving anything to anyone but yourself.
I love it.
I don't have time to try to prove stuff to other people or to prove my greatness to other people, but I'm going to prove that shit to Courtney, because it's something I want to do for me. Because I want to show myself that I can do it. Like, if I write something down, I can do it. If I visualize it, I can do it.
Come on.
And so you can do the same. Like, do it. It's time to just put the work in and get to work and stop talking about it.
Because I always say excuses are reasons for being useless. If you want to continue to be useless, keep giving us the same excuses. Some of you guys don't have no excuse why you can't be great. The problem is your lackadaisical mind and your laziness. That's the problem. Once your inconsistency. Once you understand, and I told my friend this the other day, I was like, I see your son, he's doing stuff that's on Facebook. I'm not Facebook, on Instagram. But one thing I learned, he don't know how to monetize it. It looks good, but you're just doing it for show. You're not turning it up to the next level. And so I think my biggest motivation for me being me is because we used to have people at my school, and everybody who comes speak to us was white. To be honest with you, they bringing in white people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to see somebody look like me. So as me and my wife, we're diving into going into the next school year, which is like 2023 fall, speaking at these schools and empowering just the next generation to show them, like, man, somebody like me that grew up on food stamps, a single mother household, had 2 kids, and see her working 3 jobs. Bro, if I can get out that rat race, you can too. This is the thing. I just told a dude this the other day, and then I'm going to pass it on to my wife. Rats. Spell it out, y'all. Rats go get that cheese, which is, black people consider cheese as money. But when we change our thinking and you spell rats backwards, you become a star. You stop chasing cheese, you start chasing your purpose. Your purpose is the only thing you should be living for every single day. I'm going to say this until I die. I'm working for my last name. I'm not working for 401k. And I mean that. So every day I get up and I put in some kind of work or some kind of effort. When you see a video, you see me online, you see me grinding, just know I'm working for my last name and I ain't working for nobody 401k.
And I want to go back to what you said, turning up a notch. So this is the thing.
Turn me up.
A lot of us are comfortable. So yes, you're successful. You know, yes, you got a good job, or yes, you got that business. Yes, you got a lot of followers on Instagram. You got a lot of followers on TikTok. You're doing pretty well for yourself. You can go buy some red bottoms when you want to buy them. You can go eat where you want to eat.
Talk
you
to
can attend a concert that you want to attend.
Talk to them.
You got the car you want. You got the house you want.
Come on.
What's next?
What's next?
What's next?
What's next?
Never get so stagnant and so complacent that you good with where you are. Because it's time to take it up a notch. It's time to take it to the next level. You always have more in you. There's always more to give. There's always more to see and do. I said something on in our community, in our podcast. If you haven't joined the membership, go get the membership. Click the link in the description so you can watch the episode. But you cannot grow where you are seated. If you're seated and you're stagnant, you can't grow. You got to stand up. You got to put water, and you got to... Water means I need to be pouring into me, right? I need to be pouring into me, whether that's knowledge, whether that's I'm out grinding. I need to always be pouring into me, because if I'm comfortable, I'm not growing. And so you can no longer continue to be stagnant and play small. Because to me, settling and just being comfortable where you are every day, you come home from work, you're done. I'm tired. I'm watching TV. I'm cooking. I'm this. I'm that. Your life is a routine because you're comfortable. It's a routine. But we got to get uncomfortable in order to really, 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 truly maximize everything that God wants us to maximize. There's more in you, sis. There's more in you, bro. Let's get more. Don't get so comfortable where you're at this job and you feel like, oh, this job is easy. I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm making good money. As long as I can take care of my family and travel, I'm good.
Talk about it.
Don't get like that, because you're not growing. We need to be constantly growing. We need to be constantly elevating. And that's not saying that you always have to be rushing. You always got to be hustling. You always got to be working. That's not what we're saying.
No.
But what we're saying is you need to be constantly pouring into you and building. Like, don't ever get complacent. Don't get content with the situation that you're in, because it can change. And so you always want to be pouring into you. In some capacity, you want to be pouring into you.
And so you said that, and the first thing I think about is, like, there's only 3 things you guys can do with time. Write it down. You got ready? You can either spend it, you can invest it, or you can waste it. But time is the most valuable thing we have, not money. We can make more money.
Yep.
We can go get more money. But you can't go back and do the things that you're trying to do at 20 years old. So every day you wake up, you got to make a choice and a decision. Are you going to be phenomenal, or are you going to be forgotten?
It's time to put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. Don't write another thing down. And you ain't achieved half of the stuff that's on your list.
Come on.
Don't write another thing down if you haven't achieved half of the stuff that's on your list. Get to work. Stop talking. That's the problem. A lot of us want to talk. That's why you're not breaking generational curses, because all you're doing is talking about it. You're talking about, oh, I'm not gonna be like them. I'm gonna do this. I'm finna get this. I'm gonna do this. You're doing a whole bunch of talking. A whole bunch of talking about what you want. You a dreamer. You a dreamer. But when you gonna be an action taker? When you gonna step out and just get it done? Like, put up or shut up. Stop looking for validation from other people. Because another thing we do is we go to other people with our dream. We go to other people with our goal. And we're looking for them to validate it. No, you don't need them to validate it. God already gave you the vision. I don't need Lloyd to say, yes, babe, do it. That's a great idea. I think you should. Because he may say, man, I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if that's gonna work. You think you really want to do that? I'm not sure. And then you go home, you like, man, I don't know. They might be right. They said I probably shouldn't do it. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because what you're doing is you playing Russian roulette with your life. Because you're going to spend so much time up here that eventually, like he said, what's going to pass by? Time. It's going to keep passing by, and you're going to keep having this stuff written down. You're going to keep having these thoughts. You're going to still be talking about it because you're still looking for validation.
Come on.
And before you know it, you're 60, 70, and you still ain't did the shit. So get it done. Stop talking and get it done. Stop wasting time and get it done. Set the standard. Set the standard for who you want to be. You set your own standard. Don't let anybody set your standard for you. Set your own standard, and then the generational curses will become easy to break. It'll become easy for you.
Super easy.
You're like, oh, that's what you're doing? Oh, that's done. I ain't never doing that. You on your own mission. You got your own standard in mind.
I'm on the plan.
Have y'all ever had, like, I've had one of my family members like, oh, what are y'all doing again? Oh, are you making money with that? Yeah, I'm making money with that. They're never going to understand your plan, and that's okay. As long as you know your plan and you know that you're focused and your mind is on the goal, and you walk into these rooms and you walk like you already got it. You walk like you're already there. Like, own the room. When you go in the room, own the room. So, and that's that. And
guess what? Keep watching us like you watch TV. You're going to watch your income grow. And we checking out right now on YouTube. You want
subscribe.
$10 a month. That's it.
Yep.
Week 12. We see you guys in the next video. Peace.
You're kicking it with the Christians. You're kicking it with the Christians. One marriage, two hustlers, it shows. We'll travel the globe in search of endless possibility. You're kicking it with the Christians. Together we'll conquer it all. Take the highs with the lows, 'cause there's no losing with this energy. You're kicking it with the Christians.
Don't forget to follow us on all platforms.